Hi, everyone. I am delighted that you can be here today for the launch of my new book, Finding God Abiding. We will be celebrating in the rectory. There are a lot of donuts in the dining room, as well as coffee and lemonade and water. I will be selling and signing in the parlor. And a very kind benefactor has donated some books. So they're $20, I take all the things. But if $20 feels like a stretch for you, or if there is someone you would like to gift it to who might not be able to afford a book themselves, just tell Barbara, who's running the cash box for me, that you would like one of the special books, and she will know what that means. A tiny teaser. I don't want to take much of your time because I know that now I'm the thing standing between you and the donuts. But Finding God Abiding contains 4 weeks of daily meditations based on true stories. And I really credit this faith community with helping to form me to be able to tell some of these stories and share some of the lessons. I just want to read you 2 short bits. Really, although only the first week is entitled Perceiving, really the whole book is about learning how to see. And I think in this community we teach each other how to see things from the perspective of someone with a very different life experience. In the book I say perceiving is a process. If you've ever been stunned at Thanksgiving by the contrary convictions of a beloved relative, I know I have, you know that 2 people can look at the same thing and see it very differently. Nowhere is this more clear today than in our many fraught conversations about racism and white privilege. That thing I don't get about a Black friend's life. When does my inability to relate to her experience become a culpable unwillingness to see her reality? Sight requires proximity, but proximity is not enough. We need insight, and insight requires vulnerability. So for all the ways that people in this community have been vulnerable to and with one another, I thank you. In my first chapter, I tell a story about a little boy who was having trouble learning to read and who said he wished he could put on his grandmother's glasses because then he'd be able to read, which sounds ridiculous until you think how often many people of a certain age say, "I can't read a thing without my glasses." The kid, he had a point. But I talk about reading as a metaphor, and how we have to read a lot of things, facial expressions and tones of voice, body language. And then I tell this story. One incident that stays with me happened at a rehearsal when 2 choirs came together to learn the Hallelujah chorus. What 2 choirs would those be, do you think? A fellow soprano, who I didn't know very well at the time, appeared to be looking daggers at me all night long, sending me home awash in self-consciousness. Was I off key? Was I too loud? Did she think I was a total diva? Later, I discovered that she was working hard to master the piece, hence the frown, found it helpful to watch me, hence the staring. Gloria is a delightful woman, and I had completely misread the situation. Where are a grandmother's glasses when you need them? So I just want to say, Gloria, this chapter didn't make it into my first book. I had the story, but I didn't have the insight. I didn't have the lesson to go with it. So thank you for providing me with what I needed for this chapter to make it into the world. Gloria, everybody. Thank you, thank you. I hope I see you in the living room. Remember again about all the donuts.